just an experience that I'm quite embarrassed about. I need to share all the things. So I'm going to try and keep this really brief. Just an experience that I'm quite embarrassed about. Wasn't really sure I wanted to share, but then feel like if I want my channel to be a place where I'm sharing all the things, then I need to share all the things. Yesterday, my family, we decided to go into the city to run some very quick errands. We needed coffee beans. James needed a bolt from one of the industrial shops for the golf cart. So we just all got out of the pool, we did some morning swimming, threw on some clothes, and headed out. In between shopping at the coffee shop and waiting for the bolt shop to open, we decided on a whim to visit the Downtown Mall, a place we've been many, many times. And I had not given a second thought to what I had thrown on for the morning, and in fact was wearing a dress that I have worn to that exact mall many times, like at least a half dozen, and was walking into the mall and got stopped by the security guard, who in a very friendly manner, like was not aggressive or upset or annoyed at all. It was, but very kindly told me, like, I can't let you in here, your shoulders are showing. And the dress that I'm wearing, or was wearing, I would consider it maybe a cap sleeve, but as long, it was mid-shin level, well past my knees. And I never, for 1 second, I hadn't stopped to think about maybe this is too revealing. This particular security guard felt that it was. So we said, okay, no problem, like, we'll leave. And so we turned around to leave, and I knew he felt bad, and he's like, no, come back. I'll talk to somebody. And I was like, no, we're fine, like, we'll leave. We weren't planning to shop at the mall, like, it was just a place to kill some time before another shop opened. He's talking on the radio, he's trying to get somebody else to come to the door to decide for him, right? And meanwhile, at this point, it's getting more uncomfortable because people are walking by and noticing the scenario, and now we've kind of created this little scene, and we had happened to enter the mall right where there's a coffee shop. So there's like all these people sitting around having their coffee and like watching our little show here. And so the woman comes and she's like, from the front, I feel like it was pretty covered, but if you look from the side, like you could kind of see like under the flap or whatever, you could see my shoulder. And so she too was like, nope, you know what, it doesn't really align with our guidelines, can't let you in. And we just said, okay, no problem, and we turned around and left. But then, of course, my kids are asking, why can't we go to the mall, and what's wrong with your outfit? And I told them we live in a conservative country, and they're very concerned with the way women dress, and mommy shouldn't have shown her shoulders. To which then my daughter asked, is it okay if her shoulders are showing? And I explained that it was. And I'm really not upset with the mall at all. Like, I took it very personally because I was disappointed in myself that I hadn't been more mindful and it hadn't even crossed my mind. Things have lightened up so much from when we moved here 5 years ago, when I would have never left the house without my abaya on. I again, not even thinking about going to the mall, but then also knowing I've worn that dress to that mall, and it really is just an individual case-by-case basis. If the person manning the entrance to the mall felt that outfit was, appropriate or not, I probably could have gone down to the next entrance and had a totally different situation. We went on with our day. We went to go find another restaurant outside of the mall to have lunch. And James, was like, okay, let's go. And I told him, I don't want to get out of the car. Like, you guys go have lunch and bring me something for takeaway. And of course, he's like, you're being silly. The dress is fine. Like, this particular guard didn't like it, but like, we're out of the mall. Come have lunch. And I just started crying because, one, it was embarrassing to be standing at the mall and causing a scene, like creating attention. And two, I deeply felt dissatisfied with myself because a big part of my identity and being in this expat world is being a good steward for embracing the culture out here, embracing the lifestyle, not thinking that I should just bring over all of our Western ways. And I really do try to be conscious of what I wear, how we behave, following traditions and customs, and wanting to embrace the lifestyle in many and all facets. So I said, this really just goes against my identity. And I felt some shame with that. Like, I wasn't a good representative, and that hurt. Like, I wish I hadn't put myself in that situation. And I don't blame the security guard. I don't blame the mall. And I just got very comfortable after, being out here for 5 years, that it kind of slipped my mind. So it's definitely been a good little refresh, maybe just coming off the summer, being in America for, over 2 months, 2.5 months, just kind of got me out of that mindset. But it was a humbling experience, and the first time in 5 years of living in the Middle East that I've ever been asked not to enter somewhere because of what I was wearing. I think the last time we were there, we saw grown women, not teenage girls or younger girls who can, there's more leniency with what they wear, but like grown women wearing crop tops. I never want to be in a position where it even needs to be scrutinized. So I got online and just found a couple more things to add to my wardrobe for when it's still as hot as it is now, that I can dress comfortably but still modestly. It was a unique experience. For me, it's the first time to have ever been, approached for what I was wearing. And it really made me upset with myself that I even put that into question. Yeah, and I wanted to share the story because I want to share all the facets of our life out here and explain, that it's still something to be mindful of. And even though the country has changed a lot, so much since 2019, even when we first got over here, it's not it's not a free for all, and there are still the thing is, even when I'm not in a mall, like I'm just out and about, I tend to choose more conservative outfits. I like something like this. I live in these shirts like this because they're light and flowy and, high neck and longer sleeve and, not fitted. And that tends to be how I dress even just here on camp to go into our grocery store. Like, it's very rare that I find myself in anything, unless I'm just like running from the gym and have to get something really quickly, that I'm not in a more modest outfit. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, there are still guidelines, and I do agree with them. Like, I do agree with following them. It had just caught me off guard, and again made me like question myself a little bit. Like, Lindsay, like that's, you want to be a good representative, a good steward of being an American out here, and being respectful. Like, that's very important to me, and it definitely made me question myself a little bit to have been in that situation. But those things do still arise from time to time, and now I know to be more mindful when I'm getting ready before we head out. And I just thought I would share that with anyone who would be interested to know, or if you found yourself in a similar situation, like, you're not alone. And I just felt very silly that I have lived here for as many years as we have, and that it wasn't just like permanently ingrained into my head not to wear that dress. I don't know. Okay. Bye.